Hello, friends. Konnichiwa or konbanwa. It's almost konbanwa. So if you are hopping on, please say hello to me. I don't come on live very often, but maybe I will more if you all give me the love and say you want to see my face more live. So I wanted to come on because I wanted to switch some things up and bring in some new content over the course of the next, I don't know, going forward, because I had a talk with a good friend of mine about some like hard things that I had been thinking through of how I can pass down Japanese and Japanese learning, especially reading and writing to my kids. That is a huge part of what I want to pass down to them, but I also don't want to have all that pressure on them, right? And so one of the things is reading together. For Japanese school, they have this assignment to read out loud their stories for the week, and they have a hard time sometimes with that first time, right? Because there are new kanji, and there's different ways of reading that kanji is really hard. And so it really helps for an adult to be able to read that with them the first time, maybe the first two times, and then they start to read it out loud on their own and practice, because practice really does help. So the difficulty with being a working mom, such as myself, is that I don't have um, necessarily all that time to be able to do that with them. And when it's not a priority for everyone, it just gets pushed to the side, and then it becomes, the night before going to school, and then we just haven't read it as many times, and they're still struggling through it. And so if any other moms are struggling with that and saying, oh man, I want to read with my kids more, maybe it is specific textbooks, because a lot of kids do use similar textbooks if they go to Japanese school. So I am going to be reading some Japanese stories. I'm going to be pointing to like the different parts, because I want kids to be able to see it and read it, right? And so then they can next time see it, the kanji, maybe the new kanji or the way to read a kanji that they already know, but it's a little different, and then be able to read it on their own. And so I am going to be doing that with some textbooks, but I know textbooks aren't always fun, and that's not applicable to everyone, even though I think kids can still learn it. It's still a story. It's still a fun way to learn, because if your kids are anything like mine love books. So they will read books with you anytime. It's just that reading Japanese books are a lot harder for them than English. And so with an English book, they're reading all day. If they could, they would read all day. But with Japanese, it's harder. So this is a read it together thing. And so I am going to be sharing some Japanese, like fun picture books that we really like as well. And so that I think it's going to be more for like elementary aged or into some picture books, because it's the introductory starting to read on their own kind of books, right? Because you're not going to want the super tiny kids watching screens and doing all of that, right? And so I acknowledge that, and not wanting your kids on screens all the time. But if you want some super cute picture books, and we have some that we have loved and want to share with you all. And so I will be reading some of those. And so if you are excited about seeing reading of actual books that your kids might be able to enjoy, or maybe you're learning Japanese, you're just starting to learn Japanese and you want to be able to read some of these, by all means, please tell me how excited you are, or if you have any requests, because there are some that have come to the top of my head because we've read them and we've loved them. And there's like a series of different ones. There's this one that's a bear, and the bear goes into all kinds of food, and you know how much I love food. So that one appealed to me. But there will be all kinds of books. And so, the cadence, I'm not quite sure on yet, so bear with me, and it'll probably also depend on how much people enjoy this kind of thing, because I think it's going to be really, really beneficial in a developing language for kids and anybody that is starting to read Japanese, but it might not appeal to everyone, right? There's a lot of different things, but my channel is This Japanese American Life. This is a real struggle for second generation kids and beyond, whose language at home isn't necessarily always Japanese. And so if you want them to be read to, if you want them to have some of that language, but perhaps you don't even have that as a parent and you want to pass this on to them, I hope that this will be a huge value add for you. And like I said, I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you think. And there will definitely still be more food things. There will definitely still be more travel things. We're going to Japan later this year. And so definitely there will be a lot more Japan content coming at the end of the year. Tell me if you're excited about that. What else? Yeah, food. It's always going to be there. Don't you worry. Also, our adventures are going to be there. But I'd also love to hear like what you love the most from this channel, because I am trying to focus a little bit more, because I want it to be of value to you. And I want to be able to focus on some of the things that people care the most about. And you know that health and wellness is my jam. You know that Japanese stuff is my jam. And when they all kind of come together, it's just fabulous. And finding joys in life is my jam. I know that's my problem. I have so many things that I like doing, right? As many of us do. So thank you for all of you that are supporting me in this journey. I really appreciate every one of you. So I hope you know that. And I hope for some of you that comment and that connect with me in that way, I really, really appreciate you. And for those that haven't yet commented and are like, oh, I don't want to put myself out there in a public space, I totally get that too. But know that I would love to hear from you and know that you're there and to hear your voice, because every voice matters. And I would love to hear what you're thinking, what you want more of, all of that. I value your opinion and your voice. And so I hope that comes through nice and clear. With that, it is a Saturday evening. We've got to get food going. And so just wanted to come on with that announcement because I haven't launched this weekend's long video yet, but it is coming. I want to make a few adjustments actually, because I was reviewing it and I went, oh, actually, I don't really like that part. So it'll probably be tomorrow. But again, thank you for all of you that watch and for tuning in and for supporting me on this journey. Really appreciate you. And obviously I wouldn't be here without you all. So thank you and happy weekend, friends.